Hello, and welcome back to another video. My name is Cameron. I've been skating for a little over 2.5 years now, and this is just another video documenting my progression with inline skating. It's been about a couple months since my last video, so not too long, but lots happened in that time. I've had a lot of realizations, some cool stuff has happened in terms of meeting people, and I'm starting to notice some things that I didn't notice before about my skating, which is pretty cool to see. And we're going to talk about all those things today. So right now we're kind of just going through what a typical practice session looks like for me. I start off by typically doing the movements and tricks that I'm pretty comfortable with, and then as I get a little warmed up, I'll start to try and challenge myself with some moves that I'm not familiar with yet, or very comfortable with either. And this kind of leads me into the first realization that I'm having in terms of my skates. I'm definitely noticing that my feet are a little too narrow for the boot that I'm wearing. The FR skates run a little wide, and I wasn't aware of this until recently. And now that my skates are, really broken in at this point, the liner's pretty beat up after a lot of skating. I'm definitely starting to feel a lot of that room within the skate, and probably going to try and upgrade my skates again in the next month or two to a pair that hopefully will fit a little better, and I'll be able to feel a little bit more control over my skates. But at the moment, my heel isn't really locked in super well to my skates when I'm skating, and I'm definitely feeling how it is affecting, how I'm able to move around. So hopefully in the next couple months I'll be able to get a pair of skates that fits a little better. I've tried doing some modifications to my skates as well to make them fit a little better with insoles and whatnot, but I'm still kind of getting that same issue of having a little too much room, that is. As I'm continuing to improve at skating, I'm also starting to notice a lot of the flaws within my skating as well. And one of the biggest things that I've been working on as of recently is trying to skate switch more often and doing the same moves that I'm doing here, but also trying to do them switch. And man, it's been a challenge. Skating switch feels incredibly awkward to me, and I'm sure it's like that for everybody. But I was kind of just wondering if the more advanced skaters have some insight. Feel free to leave a comment. But I'm kind of just wondering if skating switch eventually does start to feel better and, more normal. Seeing all these crazy skaters on the internet doing crazy tricks, regular and switch as well, it's mind-blowing to me that they have that amount of control. And yeah, right now it still feels weird, but I'm working on it, and, hopefully it'll start to feel better soon. And here we can see that I'm starting to incorporate some different kinds of slides into my practice. I'm learning this reverse slide here, and I'm also starting to get better at the soul slide, which is cool, and a really fun trick. And along with slides, I'm trying to, work on these stalls here as well, just to further help my balance and control and ability to just move how I want to move on the skates. And I'm finding that when I start a skate session, I find it so hard for me to want to actually stop until I'm just completely out of energy, just because there's just so much stuff that you can work on as a skater. Skating switch, doing different moves that you have never done before, different kinds of jumps, different kinds of stalls. Like, there's so much cool stuff you can do at any time, and I just want to get good at everything. And it takes time, and I have to be patient, and as long as I keep doing what I'm doing, I think I will eventually reach that point. As for long-term goals that I have, for my last video I mentioned that I was working on the Mohawk stance. That's still going pretty good. I definitely feel like I'm slowly getting better at that one. I'm also still trying to work on my 360 jumps. Haven't fully committed to one on flat ground yet, but I'm been able to do them in the grass, which is cool. I just want to see a little more consistency with them before I try and transition to flat ground. And in these clips here, you'll start to see me try and skate switch a little more. I'm on my non-dominant foot, I guess, is my right foot. And here's me working on heel presses and toe presses. Lately, I've been trying to work on jumping out of a heel press and jumping out of a toe press. It requires way more strength than I thought, and it's crazy seeing how easy some of the skaters online make this look. But jumping out of a heel and toe press is super hard. It requires a lot of strength within your foot. Here's some clips of me trying the tsunami move, which is where you have your legs crossed and you're doing a 180 pivot. I feel like I'm not really doing this trick properly. I need to kind of rely on my edges a little more, I think. But I'm slowly getting the hang of this one. It's probably going to be, a few more months before it starts to look a little better. That's kind of how it's gone with all the tricks I've learned so far. Is that I'll learn them, they don't really look so great at first, but then, after a lot of repetition, it'll start to feel more natural and look a little better. One thing that I've really improved on, I think, is my flat foot problem that I kind of mentioned in my last video as well. My feet tend to slouch inwards, and I've been really mindful of that since I mentioned it, and I think it's definitely been getting better. I still can see a little bit here and there, but the exercises I've been doing have been helping, which is really cool. And it's letting me skate longer because now I'm not getting as much, foot pain from poor posture. And coming up here are going to be some clips of me doing a couple soul slides, which is something I learned how to do very recently. This is a trick that I've been struggling with for a while because I was trying to do this one before and I just could never get my skate to actually slide until I watched a tutorial on this by Nicola Torelli, who's a very talented skater. He gave me, not me, but he gave advice on the trick to, just try and kick the ground and try and slice the ground with your foot and just get it to slide by kicking the ground. And I did that a couple times, and I did my first soul slide within, a couple tries of doing that technique, and having that unlocked felt so good for me. And here are some clips of me trying to do switch crossovers going backwards. Just trying to work on skating switch more often. Also looking over my opposite shoulder. The shoulder that I'm, not as comfortable looking over. It all feels so weird at first, but I think I'm slowly getting better at it. Alright, so here's some clips from the skate park. And as these play out, I kind of wanted to talk about a full circle moment that I had very recently, about a month ago at this point. And to start, I guess I'll say that I got into inline skating from a single YouTube video, pretty much. The Stuttering Skater on YouTube, he's pretty popular. I don't know why I got suggested his video, but I found my way into one of his videos and was just completely amazed by him. It was just a video of him skating through the New York streets like he usually does. But to me that was so incredibly cool. And I pretty much had to try skating after watching that video. And so, Stuttering Skater is what inspired me to start. And, skating is something I'm very grateful for. I do it almost every day pretty much, and I'm very blessed to be able to do this sport. And I just wanted to share that love with, other people as well. And about a month ago, a guy came up to me after one of my skate sessions and asked me about skating, and he was like, "Hey, is this easy to do? Like, is this something that, I could do pretty much?" is what he said, and I was like, absolutely. Like, I feel like anybody can do this. It just takes a little bit of dedication and, consistency, and you'll be able to do, anything that anybody else does on skates pretty much. So I got his number. Within like a couple weeks, he texted me back, said he had a pair of skates, and I started teaching this guy the basics. And I asked him, like, hey, why did you want to do this? And he was like, oh, I saw you doing it. It looked a lot of fun. And it was the second he said that right there that I had that full circle moment where, the reason I started skating was because I saw somebody else doing it and it looked fun. And it happened to me too. Like, some guy saw me skating and he started skating because it looked fun. And I've been skating with this guy for the past month now. And it's been awesome to have somebody to skate with and, just talk with as we're skating. Because up to this point, I've pretty much just been skating alone. It's always been a very meditative thing for me, and to have somebody else to do it with has been great, I will say. And so, that was just a really awesome moment for me. The fact that I even inspired just one person to start skating is enough for me, and I'm incredibly grateful to be in that position. And now I'm just very excited for the future. Different kinds of people that I might meet, the different experiences that I'll have. And I'm just very happy to be part of the rollerblading community. It's a really amazing group of people. But yeah, that's all I really have to talk about today. Not sure what my next video will be, but hopefully I'll be better at skating by then. But yeah, I'll just let the rest of the clips play out, enjoy the skating, and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.